Welcome, all you buck-loving moolies out there, to Baxter's Blades. You're entering the Tiger Pit. That is the non-derogatory moolie, just in case you were wondering. We're going to check out a buck knife today. Now, this was thrown in. They were doing a promotion. If you spent over $125, they threw in this knife for free. And, well, actually, I should look up how much they go for. It is made in the USA, but here you see it says U.S. made of U.S. and imported parts. So I'm curious what imported parts there are. Manufactured October 29th, 2024, the Rival 3. Let's take a look at this bad boy. She's a bright one. Whoa! Would be a good hunting camping knife. It is the bright orange. In case you drop it or lose it, you are not going to lose it. This is the 336. It is a modern USA made. You have a thumb stud here to slow roll. You do have a midlock, a lanyard tube. It is pinned. You can see here. Oh, it's a big boy. Let's back up a bit. Pinned, so you cannot take it apart. You do have a tip down pocket clip, which looks like it might have about T6 screws if you'd like to remove it, but is not movable or ambidextrous. So if right side will sit in your pocket like this, left pocket it'll sit in your pocket like that, though they do have an ambidextrous thumb studs. Now it says they're 420 high carbon stainless steel. I don't see a Boss stamp on it, but it is probably Boss heat treated. You do have a USA made stamp on the blade there, so I bet the blade is definitely made in the USA. I'm guessing maybe these FRN handles could be imported. Maybe it's the pocket clip and screws hardware. I have no idea. You can see barely there. Buck is kind of inset. It's very hard to read. And you can see the Mossy Oak trademark there. A big boy. I do believe these are probably in the 30s, 40s. A 336. I've never really picked any of these up because, well, I like the 112. I like the 110. I do have some Buck Moderns. This is a nice one to have in the collection. I guarantee it came very sharp. Buck does a fantastic job. You can see that the blade grind is rather toothy. You do have some slight jimping here on the top. Now, this is my first 366 in the collection. I do have this, which was a gift from Tom of Knife Delights. Also a Buck, USA made. A little bit different sledging there. This is a smaller one. This is the 284. But you can see the similarities. Kind of, I'd say, the same family. Lanyard hole, midlock, FRN handles, 420. This is definitely like a 3-finger, maybe you can kind of get 4 fingers on it. You do have some jimping back here in the back, which I did not notice. A good all-around glove box, hunters, camping knife. Now, if you're on a budget, these are definitely more affordable than, let's say, the 110 or 112. But they're fantastic beaters if you don't want to worry about messing up your nice vintage knife or your collectible knife. I say heck with it. I carry them. But then again, I'm not gutting a deer. Very interesting. I will put, hopefully in the description, How much these go for? I don't think they're in you might be able to find them in the 20s. I think every time I looked, they didn't have the orange, and I am a feller with the orange. I do like orange, and this is definitely a bright orange for sure. I could see on the inside there, it looks like overspray, so these look like they were painted. I'm not sure how long that will hold up, but it's not just like wrapped in vinyl or anything, decorative vinyl. Very interesting. Well, let's do a comparison here to a Buck 110. Just to give you an idea of the size comparison. My camera's not directly overhead, but you'll get an idea. They look about the same length. Cutting edge to cutting edge, it looks the same length. The cutting edge, bolster to bolster, or the handle length. Well, let's do cutting edge, cutting edge. It does look like the handle's a little bit longer on this 366 up in here because you have less of a tang. You can see how the tang extends. But the blade length and handle length are roughly the same. I could bust out a measuring tape, but this gives you an idea. Hey, why not? Just for fun, since it's out here, my 104 Compadre. Definitely a bigger bushcraft camping style knife, but fixed blade, and you can see the handle lengths are about the same. So very interesting knife, not one that I would generally purchase. The Rival 3, and but very nice of Buck to throw this in, just because I wasn't sure if I was going to get that deal when I ordered my Buck of the month. So a nice one. I'll probably throw it in the glove box of the pickup truck just to have one. It's always good to throw it in a toolbox. These make great gifts. If you like a good budget-friendly, made in USA Buck, absolutely fantastic. The blade centering looks perfect. And, well, I can't really hold it up to the light because there's not much sun out here today, but very well built. I'm not a huge fan of FRN handles because they're essentially a plastic. To me, I'd rather carry something like this. But this is substantially a lot heavier than this. This is definitely a lighter weight, and you do have the thumb studs. Now, a lot of people do put thumb studs on 110s and 112s. I personally, I mean, I don't mind the look of these, but I don't like the look of one just bolted onto the top there. Though, if you like that one-hand opening ability, you can. There are other ways to open up a 110, 112 one-handed. You can grab it like this, make sure it's not going to go flying, and flick it downward. It will open up. And you can always, if you have big hands and you're very careful, close it one-handed, which I probably can do with this. Again, so thank you so much for joining me in the Tiger Pit for this overview of the 366. One that I honestly didn't think I'd ever get. I appreciate you joining me in the Tiger Pit. You all stay sharp, be kind, and take chances. Take care.